my dream illustrated. So what I did here, I made a dream viewer tool in the Chat GPT store. And I've illustrated my dream. So I had a really cool sci-fi dream. I'm gonna go ahead and show it here.
The dream begins with an unsettling scene. The soft glow of the television screen casts eerie shadows across a dim lit living room. The news anchor's voice, usually calm, now carries a tone of urgency as they deliver the unimaginable news. The country is under attack. An invasion has begun. On the screen, images of soldiers wielding sleek, futuristic laser rifles flash by, their beams cutting through the air with an otherworldly hum. Towering above the chaos, a massive mech strides forward, its metal feet shaking the ground, casting a shadow over the battlefield. Advanced technology, far beyond what the world knows, is displayed in rapid succession, a blur of neon lights and metallic surfaces. Those watching the news are frozen in shock, their faces illuminated by the screen, reflecting both fear and disbelief. The reality of the invasion is sinking in, a surreal mix of modern day life colliding with a high tech nightmare. The atmosphere is thick with tension, as if the very air in the room is holding its breath. Was there anything that happened next in the dream?
Now that part serves as the introduction. That part didn't actually happen in the dream, but it sets the stage for what's happening. So here's where the actual dream began, what I can remember of it.
Now, the dream shifts into a more intense and personal perspective. You find yourself as a superhero, crouched low on the edge of a tall building, hidden in the shadows. The city below is in chaos, illuminated by the glow of fires and the harsh light of explosions. In the distance, the giant mech stomps through the streets, each step a thunderous boom that echoes through the night. Its metallic body shines under the moonlight, a formidable force of destruction. With a sharp, focused gaze, you scan the mech, looking for any signs of vulnerability. You know that defeating this mechanical monster is the key to turning the tide of the invasion. The air is filled with the sounds of distant screams and the hum of the mech's power. The flickering city lights below you highlight the urgency of the situation. Every second counts, and as you analyze the mech, you feel the weight of the responsibility on your shoulders. You have to find a way to bring it down. What happens next in your dream? As you continue to survey the city from your high vantage point, something unusual catches your eye. Amidst the chaos and destruction, you notice a truck moving through the streets. But this is no ordinary truck. It's invisible, only revealing itself as a faint, ghostly outline whenever it crosses into the shadows. Your eyes track its path as it approaches the entrance of a tunnel. The darkness around the tunnel's mouth causes the truck to flicker into partial visibility, its outline shimmering like a mirage. The realization hits you. This truck is using some form of advanced stealth technology. The way it vanishes and reappears makes it almost impossible to detect. You watch intently, sensing that this mysterious vehicle is connected to the invaders, perhaps even a key part of their operation. The tunnel swallows the truck whole, and it disappears completely, leaving only the empty city streets in its wake. What do you do next in the dream? In the next moment, you grab your radio, quickly tuning it to the military frequency. The urgency in your voice matches the pounding of your heart as you try to report the invisible truck. Command, this is Superhero. I have eyes on a stealth vehicle, barely visible in the shadows, entering a tunnel at the north side of the city. It could be. Suddenly, the radio crackles with harsh static, drowning out your words. You try again, but the interference only grows stronger. A sinking realization sets in. The truck is jamming your signal. Whatever advanced technology it carries, it's capable of blocking your communications, ensuring no warnings can reach the military. Frustration and a sense of isolation wash over you. The one chance to alert the authorities about the stealth vehicle and its possible connection to the invasion is slipping away. You look back towards the tunnel, now filled with darkness, as the truck has vanished completely from sight. The city around you remains in turmoil, and the mech continues its relentless march. The stakes have just become even higher, and time is running out. What happens next in your dream?
So I just enabled comments if anybody wants to comment as I narrate have this narrated. So here we go.
Determined to intercept the mysterious truck, you leap from the building,
Hey,
soaring through the night sky with purpose. You head towards the tunnel's exit, where you anticipate the truck will reappear. As you approach, the hum of your lightsaber ignites the air around you, casting a sharp blue glow in the darkness. The invisible truck emerges, its ghostly outline barely discernible against the shadows. Without hesitation, you strike. Your lightsaber slices through the air with a hiss, making contact with the truck's surface. Sparks fly, and a shudder runs through the vehicle. Instantly, the cloaking technology fails, revealing the truck's true form. A sleek, futuristic machine with smooth metallic panels and glowing elements, its design unlike anything seen before. The truck screeches to a halt, its invisibility stripped away. On its flatbed sits a large, ominous looking gas canister, its purpose
thank
unclear,
you.
but clearly vital to the invaders. As the truck lies disabled at the tunnel's exit, a sense of triumph washes over you. You've exposed a critical piece of the enemy's plan. The battle is far from over, but you've taken a decisive step in uncovering their technology. What do you do next in your dream? With the truck now exposed and immobilized, you quickly raise your radio again. This time, the signal goes through, and within moments, military vehicles and personnel arrive at the scene. They approach cautiously, weapons ready, surveying the futuristic truck with a mixture of awe and caution. You gather with them, explaining how you managed to disable the truck and what you've discovered. The gas canister on the truck's flatbed draws everyone's attention. It radiates an unsettling aura, its purpose still unknown but likely dangerous. One of the military officers steps forward, his voice steady but grave. This could be a weapon, or worse, he says, eyes fixed on the canister. We need to neutralize it before it poses any further threat. Nodding in agreement, you and the military personnel prepare to take action. The scene is tense, filled with a sense of urgency. As you stand together, the city continues to burn in the distance, but here, in this moment, you've gained an upper hand. The decision to destroy the gas canister could turn the tide in this strange and surreal battle. What happens next in your dream? With a deep breath, you summon a protective energy shield around yourself, its surface shimmering and pulsing with power. Holding your lightsaber firmly, you strike the gas canister. The blade cuts through with a sizzling hiss, and for a split second, time seems to freeze. Then a massive explosion erupts, flames and debris bursting outward with incredible force. The blast is blindingly bright, filling the air with a deafening roar. Inside your shield, you remain unharmed, feeling the heat and shockwave press against your barrier. As the fire and smoke begin to clear, you look around to assess the damage. Your eyes widen in concern as you spot one of the military personnel lying on the ground, having been knocked over by the force of the explosion. They were standing just a little too close. Quickly, you rush over to check on them, relieved to find that they are conscious but dazed. You help them to their feet, ensuring they are okay. The explosion, while necessary, has served as a reminder of the unpredictability and danger of the situation. What happens next in your dream? Seeing the soldier's disorientation, you instinctively reach out with your healing powers. As your hands hover over his head, a warm, soothing glow emanates from your palms, casting a gentle light around both of you. You focus on the injury, feeling the subtle shifts as the healing energy works to mend the damage. The glow pulses softly, a sign of the life giving power at work. The soldier blinks a few times, seeming a bit confused, but then his eyes clear and the dazed expression fades. He takes a deep breath, standing a little straighter as the healing completes. The tension leaves his face, replaced by relief and gratitude. He looks at you, clearly thankful for what you've done. The once chaotic scene now feels a little more hopeful, as the power of healing brings a moment of calm amidst the ongoing turmoil. What happens next in your dream? With the soldiers safe and the gas canister neutralized, your attention shifts to the looming threat of the giant mech still wreaking havoc in the city. Knowing you need to act fast, you take to the sky, soaring towards the towering machine. As you approach, you recall the critical weak point you noticed earlier, right above its neck. Without hesitation, you maneuver behind the mech, positioning yourself just out of its sight. The lightsaber hums to life in your hand, glowing brightly against the darkness. In a swift, precise motion, you bring the blade down onto the mech's neck, striking the weak spot. Sparks explode from the impact, and the mech shudders violently. The lights flicker in its eyes, and its movements become erratic. Slowly, it begins to topple, collapsing under its own weight. The sight of the mech falling is both awe inspiring and triumphant. You've turned the tide of the battle, bringing down one of the invaders' most formidable weapons. The city below, still burning and chaotic, seems to pause in anticipation, as if realizing that hope is not lost after all. What happens next in your dream? With the mech defeated, you turn your attention to the enemy forces swarming below. Summoning your powers once more, you form a shield around yourself. This shield is special, nearly invisible to the naked eye, save for a faint blue glow. Its surface, dotted with retroreflective patterns resembling the texture of a golf ball, reflects the world around it, creating a mesmerizing effect. As you fly over the army, the soldiers spot you and immediately open fire with their sci-fi laser rifles. Beams of light shoot up towards you, filling the night sky with a barrage of deadly energy. The lasers strike your shield, and the retroreflective surface scatters the beams in all directions, deflecting the attack. It's a stunning display, as the lasers ricochet off the shield, their paths altered by the reflective surface. Despite the intense barrage, you remain unharmed, soaring through the air with your shield shimmering around you. The enemy soldiers below look up in confusion and frustration, their weapons proving useless against your protective barrier. The scene is filled with energy and movement, a dance of light and defense in the midst of the chaos. What happens next in your dream? As the enemy lasers continue to strike your shield, something incredible happens. The energy from the lasers is absorbed and refracted by the retroreflective surface, causing your shield to glow brighter and brighter. In moments, you become a brilliant beacon of light in the dark sky, radiating a powerful, almost blinding illumination. The entire city below, once shrouded in darkness and chaos, is now bathed in this brilliant, otherworldly glow. The light spreads outwards, washing over buildings, streets, and people, turning night into day. The enemy soldiers on the ground stop firing, shielding their eyes and looking up in awe and confusion at the spectacle above them. To the people of the city, the sudden appearance of this radiant figure feels like a beacon of hope, a sign that the tide of battle is turning in their favor. The air is filled with a sense of awe and power as your glowing form lights up the entire area, casting long shadows and creating a surreal, almost dreamlike scene. You hover above the city, shining bright, a living symbol of light against the darkness. What happens next in your dream? With the shield glowing brightly, you realize that the lasers aren't just being absorbed, they can be redirected. You focus your energy, using the retroreflective shield to bounce the laser beams back towards the army below. As the soldiers continue firing, their own weapons become their downfall. The reflected lasers strike with deadly accuracy, taking out the very soldiers who fired them. One by one, the soldiers are hit, collapsing to the ground, their ranks quickly decimated. The entire scene is a dazzling display of light and power, with beams ricocheting off the shield, crisscrossing the air, and finding their mark. The city, still bathed in your radiant glow, witnesses the spectacle. In a matter of moments, the once formidable army is wiped out, reduced to silence and stillness. As the last laser beam strikes its target, the battlefield falls quiet. The glow of your shield fades slightly, leaving you hovering above a city that has witnessed a miracle. The invaders' forces are gone, their technology turned against them. You've not only survived the onslaught, but have emerged victorious, a shining beacon of hope in the night. What happens next in your dream? As dawn breaks over the city, you soar through the sky, the light of victory shining in your eyes. The streets below are filled with the remnants of the battle, but now there is a sense of peace and relief. People begin to emerge from their homes, looking up and cheering as they see you, their protector and savior. The nightmare of the invasion is over, and the city breathes a collective sigh of relief. Flying over the city, you reflect on the events that have unfolded. The invaders' military forces have been completely wiped out, their advanced technology turned against them. The tables have turned, and now, rather than being the invaded, you and your people have gained the upper hand. You think of the invader's homeland, distant yet within reach, and realize that this victory means more than just survival. It means power and control. The invader's own country is now vulnerable, open to the influence and strength that has triumphed here. With a final look back at the city, now bathed in the golden light of a new day, you set your sights on the horizon. The future holds new possibilities, new challenges, and perhaps a new order, with you at the forefront. As you fly towards home, the sense of triumph is overwhelming. The world has changed, and you have been the catalyst for that change. And so, with the dawn of a new era, your dream reaches its victorious conclusion. Is there anything more you'd like to add or explore from this dream? With the invaders' military defeated and their homeland vulnerable, they have no choice but to surrender. News spreads quickly that the enemy has not only surrendered, but has also ceded control of their country. The overwhelming sense of victory ignites celebrations across the land. That night, the sky is ablaze with fireworks, each explosion of color a testament to the triumph of your people. The streets are alive with joyous crowds, cheering, dancing, and embracing. Bright bursts of red, blue, and gold light up the night, reflecting off the buildings and casting a festive glow over the city. The sound of laughter, music, and celebration fills the air, blending with the crackling of fireworks overhead. The city, once darkened by fear and conflict, is now a beacon of hope and unity. As the fireworks continue to light up the sky, you feel a deep sense of fulfillment and pride. You've not only protected your home, but have brought about a new era, one where peace and strength prevail. The celebration is more than just victory over an enemy. It's a declaration of a new beginning, shaped by the courage and power of those who stood against the darkness. The night continues with joy and light, marking the start of a future filled with promise. Would you like to add more to this dream or explore any other dreams?
And that was the dream. That was a pretty epic dream. I wonder if the I think it may kind of reflect my aspirations to help my country in real life and stuff. And it's pretty interesting. Like, seems like it incorporated some of my ideas I had. Actually, one of them I tried to get patented, but it's already in the public domain. So because it's in the public domain, that was interesting. Like, it's interesting that my invention kind of came into play there, and then I mean, thinking back on this seems actually fairly realistic. A lot of times, well, not really realistic, but I mean, it seems like a war that could almost happen in the future or something, except for I guess, probably won't be the flying superhero part, but it's like, that was, it's definitely an interesting dream. Like, so, yeah, do you have any thoughts on that or anything? Let's see if there's anybody here. And do feel free to like and subscribe. So, yep, that was my epic sci-fi invasion dream. We were invaded, but we were victorious. It's really cool. And so victorious that we not only repelled the invaders, but they surrendered their country to, or they surrendered to us, basically. So instead of us getting taken over, we had two countries. Yes, that's wild. Anyway, so yeah, that's a definitely an interesting dream. Thank y'all for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. And by the way, this is brought to you by Dream Viewer, which I actually made in the Chat GPT store. Let me show you how to get to this real quick. So if you go to chatgpt.com or go to the Chat GPT app, actually, let me start over here. Then you click on the top left thing when you're in Chat GPT. Actually, let's start there just so I can show you. Click on that. Explore GPTs and type in Dream Viewer. And this is me here. So, and then you can tell it about your dream and it'll illustrate it for you. Or it should. And you just tell it step by step what happened in your dream. So, hope you enjoyed.